Hey guys, somebody has left a request on the channel page asking me to share some ideas or thoughts about backstabbers. It's true, backstabbers are definitely a big part of some societies, aren't they? No doubt about it. I know when I lived in Australia, it was a big part of Australian society there. Oh gee, I don't know. First I'd say, first thing is, I guess, if we do get stabbed in the back by someone, the first thing I'd suggest is just give it a little bit of thought, not a lot, but just a little bit of thought, just to make sure that it's not anything that we need to face, you know? I think criticism and that sort of stuff, occasionally, well, when it happens, I think we should give it a little thought just to make sure, just to check ourselves and make sure that it's not something that's warranted, it's not something we've done, or that's something that we're doing wrong, or something we should address, just in case. You know, it's good to check yourself just to make sure that you haven't caused this yourself, that you haven't done something yourself to cause this problem or this negativity. So just a quick look at it, just to make sure. I think with some of these things too, if you are in doubt, if someone does criticise you or stab you in the back, and you do look at it and you think, wow, geez, really, do I really do that? Or am I really like that? Or is that really a bad thing or something? It's good to have people in our lives that we trust, whose motivations we know are good, who we can rely on to talk to about these things and to check ourselves sometimes. I think it's a good idea. There's a couple of people in my lives, you know, I've got a sister and a friend and a couple of people in my life that if I want a second opinion on something to make sure I'm doing the right thing, I can talk to them about it. So it's good to have that, just to check. So first of all, just give it a bit of thought. If you know it's just not right, if you know that the person's saying what the person's saying about you is not correct, then you know you can ignore it. And at least it means that you don't need to do anything about it. As far as what happens next, it is hard. I know it doesn't feel good. You know, if someone's saying stuff about you behind your back that isn't true, it doesn't feel good, and there is a natural reaction in us to respond to it, but I think most of the time no response is the best reaction, you know, because really I find that most of the people that do that sort of, because for a start, backstabbing is pretty bad behaviour, you know, it's usually it usually means that the person who's doing it has a problem. It's not good behaviour. You know, good people don't backstab people, you know what I mean? And usually happy, content, positive, productive, well-balanced people don't backstab either. So what I'm getting at is that usually people that go around backstabbing people usually have problems. They usually have problems of their own. They're normally unsatisfied with their lives. I mean, this is the case with negative people all over, really. You know, you usually find that people who are negative, people that do negative stuff, backstab people or criticise people or are rude or whatever, any sort of negativity at all, usually it's because their lives are unsatisfactory. People that have good lives, that are doing good things and happy with their lives and happy with themselves and happy within themselves, you know, and those people couldn't be bothered, you know, playing those sorts of games and being involved in negativity. So you know, it's just not worth worrying about, really. I think you know, I know sometimes we get a strong feeling, if someone's stabbing us in the back, we get a strong feeling that we want to sort of have some sort of revenge, but it's not usually worth it. What usually happens with people that do that, and particularly if they do go around lying about other people, the people that they're saying that stuff to, if they're that stupid, if the people that they're saying it to are that stupid to believe it, or that gullible to believe it, or are the sort of people that listen to backstabbing type people, well, we probably don't really care what they think, right? Really? Do we really care? Really? I mean, who's doing the backstabbing and who are they telling it to? Who are they saying this stuff to? Does it really matter? You know, do the people that they're saying it to really matter to us? If not, game over. Move on. You know, if we spend too much time looking over our shoulder at stuff like this, we're wasting time, we're wasting brain power, we're wasting energy looking back at negative shit. You know, sometimes it's better just to go, well, no, forget it, and just move forward and ignore it. Who's saying it? Who are they saying it to? Does it really matter? No? Well, let them do it. You know? Usually what happens with these things is people that do sort of negative stuff like that, you know, say, you know, lie about other people or criticise other people, or, you know, do negative stuff towards other people, sooner or later there's a price to pay for them. You know, sooner or later the people that they're doing it, that they're saying it to, people that they're saying it to, sooner or later will realise, hey, this guy's full of shit. You know, this guy's really negative. He's always complaining about everybody and saying bad things about everybody. And, you know, sooner or later they know. And if we do the right things, if we try to do the right things, and you know, for example, most commonplace this happens, I guess, is in workplace environments, isn't it? You know, or sometimes if you're a school student, it happens at school, I guess. But ultimately, we get judged by our behaviour rather than what other people say about us. So if we do our best to behave well and do the right things, if someone else is lying about us, that will come out, you know. So you know yourself, if someone's saying negative things to you about another person, and then later you realise that what that person was saying to you was not true, and that other person actually, that thing that they were saying about that other person is not true, the person who was doing the backstabbing, you know, the negative person, you then realise that, and they lose all their credibility. And I think it ultimately happens. People who live negative lives, attacking other people and doing negative things, ultimately they have negative lives. Ultimately they fail, and that's the other thing I've noticed as well. There seems to be probably more than two groups of people, but you've got one group of people who get things done, who achieve things, and you know, who do well at what they do. They manage to achieve what they want to achieve, and they manage to, you know, do good things. And then you've got the other people that are always negative and criticising and saying bad things about it, you know. And usually they're the people that fail. Usually they're the failures, you know. They get jealous, they feel insecure, they feel all their own little problems, little emotional, mental issues that they have about not being able to do good things themselves, so they spend their time criticising other people. It happens all the time. YouTube's rife with it. So yeah, look, to the person who left that message about the backstabbing, have a brief look at it, decide if it's something that you actually should do anything about. You know, personally, if what they're saying is true. If what they're saying is true, maybe you should think about what you can do about it. If what they're saying is not true, forget it, move on. Life's too short, you know. Do some positive stuff and just forget it. Doesn't matter. Who is that person anyway? Who is that person, and who are they talking to? Do they really matter? Probably not. Hope that helped. More videos coming soon.